Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of my channel. So today's video is an assumptions video. I posted a photo of me, which I'll put right here. I always do this, but I never really do it. But I'll honestly place a photo right here so that you guys can see where I posted the question. But I posted a question on my YouTube asking you guys to send me assumptions that you have about me, and then later on I was going to come back and respond to your assumptions. And I didn't really get like actually a lot of assumptions, but I feel like I got enough for me to be able to do a video on it. Yeah, and so that's it. And then another thing, I'm really trying to be more consistent and more like to have more content for you guys. When I started my YouTube channel, I think in 2018, I was really up to my, to my work. Yeah, like I really did put a lot of effort. I used to post like 3 videos a week for a whole year, and I think by the time the year was ending I had like 109 videos. I don't honestly know where I got that energy to do that, but yeah, so I'm trying to get back to that element that I was in back then. So right now I'm trying to have at least 2 videos a week. So if you have any ideas of any kind of videos that you'd love to see from me, definitely comment in this video. I'll respond and I'll try to create content around the kind of ideas that you have for me to do. Yeah, so yeah, so let's get started. And so just before I start on the assumptions, there's someone who was asking me where do I usually post these questions so that they are able to respond to them. When you go to my YouTube channel, there's the home tab, and then videos, and then playlist, and then community, and then stories, and then about. Yeah, so when you go to the community tab, you'll see a couple of photos that I've been posting on my YouTube channel, and then I usually have a caption asking you something or telling you anything and everything. So on this particular photo right here, that's where I posted the question for you to tell me the kind of assumptions you have, and I usually ask people to comment down below on that photo so that I get to know what you want or rather expect from me, or just anything really. Yeah, so on this particular photo I was just asking you guys to tell me the kind of assumptions that you have about me, and so I'm going to respond to them. Yeah, so let's get started. I've said this for the second time. So the first comment comes from Lynette Trap. Good morning. I don't have any assumption. I just want you to know that I admire your courage to share your life with us. God has great things in store for you. Continue to live your true self and know that this too shall pass. Be safe and blessed. Thank you so much, Lynette. So I feel like when she says that this too shall pass, she's talking about maybe what happened to me in 2019. Well, I'm not in that space right now. Like, it passed, I can't change anything, and in a way I'm grateful to God because I've learned so much from that. I always tell people that if you go through something bad or something that you don't like, don't waste the pain, don't waste your tears, don't waste the kind of feelings you had when you're going through that. Try and learn lessons from it so that the pain and whatever you went through was worth going through. Like, you learned lessons from that. So to me, I'm just okay. Like, I'm fine. I'm not in any. First of all, my health is okay. Mentally, I feel like I'm in the right space. Emotionally, I'm also okay. So, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to put my positive energy into my present time and my future. Yeah. So thank you so much. And then the next comment comes from Sharon Peters. Baby girl, that's okay. I would prefer something outside in your yard, maybe the farm animals, flowers. I'm inside, so that would be okay for me. I don't think she intended on this, like, giving me an assumption, but I feel like already that's an assumption. She said that she'd like to see farm animals. Okay, so this is the thing. I live in town, like I live in Nairobi, and where I live, there's no, like, people don't have farms and farm animals where I live. So at the moment, I can't give you content that revolves around farm animals and being in the farm. That is, if I have to do that, it means that I have to go to my up country or my shags, which is so much far, like, so, like, it's so far. So at the moment I can't do that, and I don't live anywhere near farms or farm animals or anything that relates to a farm. So yeah, maybe in the future, hopefully I'll do that. Yeah. And then the next comment comes from Sarah C -P. So she says, "Hi Queen, you're a good-hearted person and can be a genuine friend." So I guess that's the assumption, that I am a good-hearted person and I can be a genuine friend. Well, I believe I can be a good friend to someone, and I'd like to be the kind of friend that I would have in my life if I wasn't me. Like, if I was someone else, I'd like to have me as their friend, if that makes sense. Yeah. So if you have a good heart and you're a good person and you're genuinely out there to just try and bring positive energy to people's lives, we'd definitely be friends. And I feel like the kind of energy you put out there normally comes back to you. So if you have bad energy, definitely the karma will just come back to you, and the bad energy will follow you around. So I feel like I can be a good friend, but I think the person or people who can really tell you the truth is people, or rather someone who lives with me or knows me much better. So if you've met me personally, tell me, do you think that I have a good heart and I can be a good friend to someone? Yeah, I hope I've responded well to that assumption. So the next one is Penina the Grace. She says, "Hello dear, never mind about the picture. You're still looking beautiful. My assumption is, do you have brothers and sisters? Have you ever stayed away from home? And what was your experience that time?" Something like that. So stay safe. So Penina, your first assumption is true. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. And then, have you ever stayed away from home? Yes, I have. What comes to my mind is my experience in 2013. I went to Ethiopia for 2 months. Yeah, so I was away from my country for 2 months. I didn't have any family member. I didn't have like my mom and my dad around. It was just me and a group of friends. It was crazy, but at the same time fun, and I also learned a lot just being away from people who I love and going to mingle with people who have a different way of life, different way of doing things, different language. In fact, in Ethiopia, people speak English, but it's not really a thing like Kenya. You know, where in Kenya, I'd say maybe 90% or 80%, in fact, maybe 90% of Kenyans can generally speak in English, or rather speak English. But in Ethiopia, people speak Amharic. So we had that language barrier, but at the same time, we learned a few words here and there. It was fun just learning their way of doing things, different food, different way of doing things. And for the fact that we looked different from them, like they don't have the same skin tone as my skin tone, they are way much lighter, so they could just tell that we were obviously foreigners. And I went with my friend Joy. I think I've talked about Joy in my previous video, not my previous, like 2 videos, my video on I give up, something of that sort. I talked about my friend Joy. Yeah, so you guys can already tell me and Joy are really good friends. So that's around that time is when I really met my friend Joy. Yeah, so it was so much fun and different at the same time because we went through culture shock and everything, but we learned a lot. So my experience being away from home was very interesting, and I'd love to go back to Ethiopia one day. Yeah, so the next comment comes from Vicky Hankins. You know, there's some names that I'm mentioning right now, and I can tell they responded to my video on my Q&A. Like, I was asking people to ask me anything they would like to know about me, and they responded to that post, and I can see their names right now, like Vicky Hankins. And it's nice to know that people can actually respond to what I'm asking them to do. So thank you so much. So Vicky Hankins says, good morning. To answer your question about assumptions we may have about you, I'm assuming that you have a lovely singing voice and that your faith is very important to you. Do you sing in your church choir? So yes, my faith is very important to me. In fact, I feel like it is what determines how I see life in itself. Like, it's my point of reference when it comes to anything and everything. So I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian, and I believe in Jesus Christ as the only way, truth, and life. So it's very important. And so I have a lovely voice. I can't sing. Okay, I can sing in the sense that if you go to church and everyone is singing, I can sing. But if you tell me, Fiona, sing, I can't. Okay. So in short, if you ask me, can you sing? I'll just say I can't, because I don't feel like I have that singing voice. Yeah. Do you sing in your church choir? I have never joined a choir ever. No, I haven't. And then, so I don't sing in my church choir. So the next comment comes from It's AKINYI'S. It's BRIKNYS. I'm not so sure how to pronounce that, but she says, to help you make the video, I can say the only assumption I have is that you don't have a mean bone in your body. I don't know if I have a mean. Okay, do I? Obviously, if you tell someone that, no one can say that they have a mean bone in their body. Like, no one can say, I can't come here and say I'm a mean person. I feel like the people who live around me or know me or have known me for such a long time are the ones who can tell if I'm a mean person. Though, if I really have to answer that question, I don't think I'm a mean person, because I'd never want anyone else to be mean to me. So I treat people the way I want them to treat me. So I don't think I'm a mean person, but the person to answer this question and give you the truth is someone who lives with me or lives around me or has known me for a long time. Yeah. And then the next one comes from Lisa Square. She says, because you are so into hair and makeup, I am assuming that you have a career in cosmetology. Beautiful pic, by the way. Thank you, Lisa. So I love makeup and I love hair, and I just love makeup and I love hair. But there are days I don't want. I just hate the feeling of makeup on my face. Like today, the last video that I didn't have makeup on, and today I don't have makeup on, just because sometimes I hate it when I have to do a video and then after that I wash my face. I hate it sometimes. But I have never been to a cosmetology school. Like, I've never gone to a school primarily just to learn anything to do with cosmetics or hair. The only way I've learned how to do makeup, or at least I have my 2 cents when it comes to makeup, is through YouTube. Like, I've always wanted to know how to do makeup, so I've learned a few things here and there when it comes to beauty from YouTube. Also my hair, the way I learned how to do my natural hair from 2015 up until now, really, it's through YouTube. So just doing my research, because I was really interested in makeup and hair, it gave me the side to want to research more and get to know more about hair and makeup. Yeah. And then diving with D. Hi. So she says, girl, this is random, but have you ever heard of Our Lady of Kibeho and Rwandan genocide? I am blown away studying it. I'm a Catholic and I believe this apparition really happened. It's insanity. You look gorgeous as always. Thank you so much. So this is my first time hearing about Lady of Kibeho. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know so much about that. Yeah, but when it comes to Rwandan genocide, yes, definitely. I mean, Rwanda is in East Africa. I'm an East African girl, so yes, the Rwandan genocide was real. In fact, I know someone in person who kind of experienced the Rwandan genocide in 1994. I was young then, like I was born in 1994, so I wasn't there, but I know someone who's Rwandese and experienced the Rwandan genocide, and it was real, it was bad, it was horrible. Like the Hutu and the Tutsi fought, killed each other. It was crazy. It was crazy, okay? But that was 1994. Right now, Rwanda is awesome. Like, it's amazing. I've never been to Rwanda yet, but right now, Rwanda is nothing like what it was then in 1994. So, yes, I must say that the Rwandan genocide was real. Everything you read about the Rwandan genocide was true. People killed each other. People died, like, through the most hectic ways of having to die. Like, people were, you know, cutting each other with machete, and I think it's called machete. People were killing each other with knives and whatever, like it was hectic, okay? If you haven't read on the Rwandan genocide, I think I have a book on that, a novel or a book on the Rwandan genocide, and I haven't really read it, but I've watched a movie on that, and it's all over the internet. So if you haven't heard of it, definitely, you know, go and get to know more about that. But it was true, definitely it was true. Yeah, and I also believe it. So yeah, but about the lady of Kibeho, I don't even, like, I don't know who this person is, because I'm not Catholic. So yeah, so I hope I've answered your comment, like I've responded to your comment well. Yeah. And then the next one comes from Kim. So hey, supporting you from Thika. Hi, thank you. So she says, Kim, is Kim a girl or a lady? Kim, if you're watching this, please tell me. I don't get offended. It's just that I know of someone called Kim, and the Kim is a guy. But there's also Kim who's a lady, so I'm not so sure. But the person says, the first assumption is, you've only ever been in one serious relationship your whole life. Lol. True. Like, I've only been, like, my last relationship was my only serious relationship. So yeah, that's true. It's not an assumption, it's true. Yeah. And then the next one, you don't like to or don't know how to cook. Chai, Kim. If I tell you the truth, I cook like almost every night. Like, let me just say, in fact, let me just talk about 2020. Since 2020 started, I have cooked like almost 98% of our dinner. I'm the one who has cooked that. So I don't know how to cook. There are days I don't want to, but don't know how to. Should I invite you over? I know how to cook, definitely. So, and then the person continues to say, just in brackets, just random assumptions. Please don't feel attacked. No, I don't. No. Yeah, I'm actually grateful that you actually, responded to my assumption question. Yeah. The next one comes from Aye Fi. I assume that there had to be a huge pain behind such a gentle heart. Some people go through things that teach them to treat others how they desire to be treated. Some people are just born with good hearts that no life experience can change. I assume that about you. Some YouTubers are nice, but there's that sense of acting or fakeness about them. Like, they are not truly being themselves. I do not get that with you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, well, I want to assume that, again, I'm assuming that each and every one of us has gone through some amount or some kind of pain in their lives. Maybe you lost someone, maybe someone hurt you at some point in your life. Maybe, like, God allows, everyone has their highs and lows, your mountain and valleys. And I usually say there are lessons that you learn at your pit bottom or at the valley of your life that you won't learn if you're at the peak of the mountain. Okay, the peak of the mountain is awesome, it's amazing, sunshine, flowers, rabbits, rainbows, but you can't learn them when there's the rain and the storm and you're just sad. So obviously I feel like everyone has gone through that. Yes, I've gone through my share of my lows, and I've definitely learned something about my lows. And there are also days that I've gone through my lows and I've realized some kind of behavior about me that wasn't right, and I had to change that. So when I made my video on either my hair, the reason why my hair fell, or my video on receiving wigs as gifts from people, I was saying that this experience of me losing my hair made me realize that I used to kind of not look down upon, or kudharau, what's the word, like, yeah, maybe just look down upon people who used to, not really look down upon, like I never really used to understand why people would choose wigs over their hair. And now that my hair fell, I realized that, you know, sometimes people put on wigs either because they don't have hair, maybe they're bald, maybe they've gone through alopecia, or maybe they just love wigs, and it's a nice way of protecting your hair, to let it grow and just do its thing. So it changed my mindset, and I realized that I had a wrong mindset about wigs. Yeah, so yeah, I have learned through my pain and my lows. I've learned better ways or better perspectives about life. So I can't lie, what you're saying is actually true. Yeah. And I've also gone through times where people have hurt me, and it's made me realize that, you know, I wouldn't want someone else to treat me that way, if I'm making sense. So I hope I have responded to your assumptions. I hope. Yeah. And then the next one comes from Tammy Tucker. She says, I assume that you do some type of modeling as a career or hobby. No, I don't. I've never been a model. I've never been a model. I have never, like, nothing. I have never nothing. Yeah. So maybe one day in the future. Yeah. And then Lengthy Desires says, I'm assuming that your nose piercing hurts a lot when you got it. Yes, I got my nose piercing in 2015, and it was so painful. And to make matters worse, I got my nose piercing using a gun. I know people say it's better off if you use a needle as opposed to a gun. I was broke then, and I badly wanted a nose piercing, so I had to save my money. I was still in school, so I saved my money for my pocket money, and then I went and got the piercing using a gun, and it was hella painful. My nose, I really had a huge swelling this side, and I still had to attend my classes. It was hectic, but I'm grateful to God that nilivumilia, like I just allowed myself to go through all that pain and everything, and now I have my nose piercing. So I feel like I need to do a video on all my piercings. I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 piercings. So maybe my next video will be about my piercings. If you want to see a video on my piercings, I have a video actually that I did in 2018, but I feel like that's old. I need to do something new because I have new subscribers on my channel. So if you want to see a video on my piercings, on all my piercings, on how I got them and what I went through and what I did to make sure that they healed, tell me in the comment section, and I'll definitely do a video on that, hopefully. And then and then the next question, or rather the next comment, comes from Carla Forbes. She says, you are flawless, beautiful skin. Thank you. And then the next one comes from Jesh Kimani. She says, first of all, can we appreciate Empress looking hella cute on this pic? So she's talking about that particular photo on that day that I posted. And then she says, my assumption is that you are the baby in your family. Hey. I have 5 siblings, and I'm the second one. I'm the second one. So I have 3 behind me. So yeah, I'm not the baby. Like, I feel like with my experience with having younger siblings, I can take care of children and babies, I think. And also having a nephew on top of it. So 4 children behind me. 3 siblings behind me and a nephew. I have an experience. And then the next comment comes from Jojo. I don't have any assumption, I guess. You're beautiful. Happy Easter. Be safe. So I posted this just around Easter period. So she doesn't have any assumption, but she says you're beautiful. Thank you so much, Jojo. And then Christiana Akindele says, awesomeness. I'd love to participate, but I'm still new here. Thank you so much, Christiana. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you join the family, and yeah, have fun together. And then the next comment comes from ALS Organic Cosmetics. The person says, "Dear, you are a blessing in more ways than one. Live your authentic life." Thank you so much. Thank you. And then LA Tiffany Deshawn says, "All that hair will be back in no time." True. Like, my hair has grown. You guys can remember when I used to have patches right here, and I think somewhere here. So I know my hair has grown. Like, I compared my video from last week and my video on when my hair fell, and there's definitely a difference. So I'm grateful to God that my hair is growing back. And then YT YouTube, I guess it's YouTube, right? Okay, YT for me 57 says, as a cancer survivor myself, I have to be careful about where I go when I do need to go out. Protect yourself. We are all in the same position in one way or the other. Stay safe. True. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, first of all, for responding. And it's true, like, I really avoid going out. Like, I think the last time I went out, man, I can't remember. I think it's when I did my vlog on my manicure and pedicure, and I'm going to place a link right here so that you guys can go watch it if you haven't. I think that's the last time I actually went out. I've just been indoors since then. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And then the next one comes from, there's something missing. Oh yeah, the next one comes from Dory V. Hi beautiful, how are you? Have you ever been in a situation where your friend chooses another friend over Hi beautiful, how are you? Have you ever been in a situation where you choose another friend over the other and the friend stabbed you in the back at the end? In the end, true friends are a dime, a dozen of love. God bless you. Thank you. So I guess what she's saying is she chose a friend over another, and the friend that she chose stabbed her in the back. I haven't been in such a situation, but why would I choose a friend over another? Like, okay, I don't know, but I honestly haven't been in such a situation. But to me, I'm always very choosy about friends. Like, I've had friends where I felt like, or rather I thought we were growing closer and closer with time, and then later on you realize that there's something about them that you feel like you don't want around you or in your life. And then in the end, I ended up dropping the friend just for myself. Like, at the end of the day, I'm learning how to choose myself every other day. I'm learning. I've never gotten perfect, but if I feel like a friend is not, or someone isn't of good energy, or they're just bringing me down every day, I just drop the person. Because at the end of the day, it's quality over quantity. Like, why would I have 10 friends, and those 10 friends don't add any value to me? Like, yeah, so I can't say I've been in such a situation, but with time I've learned how to, if I feel like someone isn't adding any value to me, I drop them. Yeah, so it's so unfortunate that you chose someone over someone else, and the person you chose ended up stabbing you in the back. But as usual, like I always say, don't let the pain go to waste. Learn something from that experience, so that the next time you have friends, you'll be more cautious, you'll be more choosy, if that's the word, when it comes to friends. Yes, it doesn't mean that you drop them immediately, but you handle them at an arm's length, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I haven't really been in such a situation, but it's very unfortunate. Yeah, so yeah, so like I said, just learn how to choose your friends better with time. Yeah, for me, I always say I'd rather have two people who I refer to as friends, or even one in my in my contacts, than have 10 and those 10 just, I can't deal. Yeah. So the next comment comes from Yavi Yuris. So he says, she can't be cool, she's fire. So he's used the fire emoji. Thank you, Yavi. And then repent, be baptized says you should model. So many people have told me that. I've never really thought myself, or rather seen myself as a model, But maybe one day if I get a chance, I will. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. Yeah. So the next comment comes from Jeanstar Peace. The person says, "Girl, you are too pretty, just a radiant glow that I'm sure men miss. I hope and pray that one guy does see it and you guys live happily ever after. That is also my assumption that you're single. I don't know, maybe you're married." No, your assumption is actually true. I'm not in a relationship. I'm not dating anyone. I'm not seeing anyone. I'm not married. Yeah, I'm just as single as you guys can see. But yeah, maybe one day I'll meet someone, Mr. Right. Yeah, and then maybe it'll end up in what? I hope to date someone with the aim of getting married to them and then starting a family one day. So yeah, I hope to get there one day. So I'm single, not married, not dating. And then the next comment comes from Ali Knight. The person says, "My assumption is that people don't have assumptions about you that aren't true. You seem like a very genuine and transparent person. People would have no choice but to see you for who you really are." Thank you. Actually, I'd have to say that 80 to 90% of the assumptions that you guys have about me, not just in this particular post that I had, but even the videos that I've posted in the past, people say the same thing. And one thing I've learned through my YouTube experience is just be you. Imagine, like, you can't be anyone else, and guess what, no one is like you, so why would you want to be a second version of who you are? Like mtu mtumba if there's anything like that. Like, just be you. Those who like you will like you for who you are. I'd rather someone hate me for who I am than like me for who I'm not, because at the end, I'm sure I won't be able to keep up and it's just pathetic. So yeah, I'm just me, and yeah. So thank you all, Ali Night. And then, so I have how many more? A few more to go. Anne Helen says, "I assume that you don't have a boyfriend because you don't mention him in any of your vlogs. Your assumption is true because I don't have a boyfriend, and even if I had one, would I really mention them in my... If I never mentioned my ex in my other, like in my past videos, the day I'll mention, like the day I'll say I'm dating someone, is the day that person proposes to me. Otherwise, people break up. Yeah, and I don't have that drama. So I don't even, like, if I date anyone, I never really post them even in my social media, like my Instagram and Facebook, because yeah, it's risky. So unless I get to that point where I'm not becoming a fiancé. Anyway, and then the next one comes from Bruno Cardoso. The person commented in, I guess, Portuguese, so I had to translate it into English. So Bruno says, "Don't take me wrong, but you're a very beautiful, perfect princess." Thank you, Bruno. And then Kisha Gorham says, "You're so beautiful." Thank you, Kisha. And then Purple Reina says, "I have no assumption about you because you are so transparent. The colors you chose for this photo complements your beautiful skin tone." Thank you so much, Purple Reina. You're not the only person who has said this about me, and like, I don't, the older you grow, the more you realize that it's not even worth it trying to be someone else. Why would you want to be someone else? And you're just you. Like, God created you to be who you are, and so just be you. If people like you for who you are, well and good. If they hate you for who you are, well and good. I always say, those who are meant to be in your life will be in your life. They'll roll with you. But if they don't, too bad. Move on with your life, because you can't please everyone, right? And then the last two comments are just from, first of all, Tatiana's life. She hasn't really said anything but just love emojis. Back to you, Tatiana's life. 10 times. And then Kisha Fairly says, okay, she hasn't really said anything, but she just posted flame emojis and then said, "Whoa." I guess she's responding to that photo. Thank you so much, Kisha. So those are all the assumptions that I had for this particular video. Thank you so much for responding to my to my post. Like, to me, it's sometimes I find it ridiculous that people can actually even respond to my posts. I don't know. Okay, I think the reason is because I've been on YouTube for 2 years now, and there are days when I had people, like I posted videos and people didn't respond as much as I hope they would. Like, I didn't have so much views, and so sometimes I see people responding to my posts, or even when I do a video and then I ask people to tell me whether they can relate to the video, they actually do that in the comment section. It just blows my mind away. Like, I'm so grateful, and that's why I always try as much as possible that when you respond, like if you comment on my videos, I always try my level best to respond back. In fact, I feel like I've responded to all, even if it's a past video, like maybe 5 videos that I did maybe last year or something. If you comment on my videos, I always try my level best to respond back, because you've taken your time to respond to what I'm talking about. So it's just automatic or right for me to reciprocate the energy. So thank you so much, you guys. For everyone who has commented on my videos, God bless you. For everyone who has subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. And even for the photos that I always post on my community tab and you guys actually respond to them, I'm very grateful. So yeah, so thank you so much for responding. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time to watch my videos. And yeah, so if there's anything you feel like, or rather if you have any other assumption about me that I haven't talked about, tell me in the comment section and I'll respond to your comment. So don't forget to like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to comment on anything and everything, and subscribe if you haven't already. And again, click on the bell icon near the subscribe button so that you're always notified every time I post a new video. And yeah, also tell me if you want me to make a video on all my piercings, and then I'll do that. So up until the next video, bye bye.